No, it's not live.
It's not
Okay, see?
no. He'll post it later.
Yeah. Oh, that's me. I'm sorry. Hey guys, welcome to Jack's Treasures and Whatnot, another reselling podcast. And guys, first off, this is our first podcast of 2026. So I hope everybody had an awesome new year. We are pre-recording this, so it's actually right now it is still 2025.
Just barely.
But just barely. But I want to let you know our podcast focuses on the live portions of reselling, but we are starting to do a little bit of dipping into both. But we are still focusing on that. I don't edit. I come up raw. I am definitely not. I'm very lazy, so I ain't editing anything unless we have a major catastrophe. All right. We don't sugarcoat anything, and I try not to blow smoke up anybody's behind. We try to bring the truth about live reselling. And today, our topic is Behind the Bid with Lulu80, life, hustle, and community on Whatnot.
Our guest today is Lulu and Ross, aka Lulu80 and Ross ATK. They are a husband and wife team who have been selling on Whatnot for over 2 years. Their shows are fun, energetic, and full of amazing deals. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah.
So this is definitely Lulu.
Yes, I'm Lulu.
Definitely Ross.
At least that's what they say.
Yeah, he always says that I'm the face, he's the voice. He's the annoying voice, but
I'm the asshole behind the camera normally.
Not at all. Not at all.
Ross is the Mrs. Jack's Treasures. He plays the same role I play. He antagonizes.
Right.
You
Wait.
guys can go ahead and finish introducing yourself. I was totally bad on that one. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
So, we actually started in beauty. We started in selling beauty. Well, I started selling beauty. Ross was not supposed to be a part of it at all. He kind of inserted himself. He was there cheering me on like my first show, and people liked our banter because he would say things that were outrageous, and I'm like, you can't say that. And he was like,
just
watch
testing
me,
out
like watch me. He was testing the TOS out for sure, and anyway, I did beauty for a while, and then I decided I needed a pivot. The beauty category is very hard to sell in. There's you have to worry about expiration dates, and they've really cracked down on a lot of that too. And it's oversaturated. It really is oversaturated in that category. So we pivoted, and it was like it hit us in the face. A friend of mine's parents, a tree fell on their garage, and they wanted us to help get. They were resellers and
did flea
markets and stuff, and they had so much stuff, and it was getting ruined. And they were like, "We need to sell it or something." And they were old. They were elderly people. As a matter of fact, the father has passed on since we.
Yeah, they were in the early 90s.
Man, we got into the storage find community, and wow. What I absolutely adore everyone in that community. There's not a ugly thing that I can say about none of them. They're very warming and welcoming and
helpful,
very helpful, very helpful.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I love to pick. Ross doesn't, so
I do some things. I run across like antique stuff. I really like to look through. Lulu does a lot of bin picks at like unclaimed freight stores. Digging through the bins, I hate. I'm not gonna lie. There's so much junk in there, and having to look through all the stuff, it's not something that I really like. But I do kind of like. We're getting into more storage finds. We actually won our first auction yesterday for a storage unit. We'll be getting it tomorrow. So I do kind of like that. Because
I want to hear about it.
You see the stuff that people had, throughout their life, the things they saved, and some of the shit they saved doesn't make any sense to me at all.
It's a 10 by 15 by 10, and it is filled to the rim. Like, I do know that when I first looked at it, I could see what was going to pay for it with what I bid right off the bat. So I was like, okay, that pays for the unit right there. Boom, boom. Everything else was just extra. So fingers crossed. I guess I'm going to get to the unit and just start posting the big stuff on Facebook and be like, hey, come get this stuff real quick. I just need the totes.
It is awesome right there. Do you mind if I ask, where did you win that auction at? Was it on Storage Treasures?
Storageauctions.com.
Okay,
we know that site.
We know that site as well.
Yeah.
See, I tried to win a couple off of there before, and every time I get like it would get like right there to the last 2 hours, they would cancel it. Like I guess they paid their bill or whatever. So
that happens
very
a lot.
common, very common.
Yep.
So-
Yeah.
We actually did not need 2 units. We don't have anywhere to put all the shit. Lulu was bidding on both units. We wanted the other one. The bid on it went up crazy in the last 15 minutes, and she was texting me saying, "What did I do?"
What I do? Because I was like, I
Well,
want
we were winning the other unit, the one we ended up with. We were winning it. Nobody was bidding on it. So I said, well, if you get outbid, let the other unit go. But it was kind of scary because we almost won both of them, and I don't know what the hell we would have done.
72 hours.
72
I
hours
wish
to
y'all
clean
could have
out
told
two.
me 72 hours you got to clean out a year. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been there. It's tough.
I will let you know. It's happened to us before. When you get something like that, rent a U-Haul. Okay, get the stuff out of the unit and into the U-Haul, and then park the U-Haul.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
just
good
have it
idea.
for a couple of days, but don't move the U-Haul because all those miles and gas is what's really going to kill you.
Well, you know, they charge you $100 on top of whatever your winning bid was for a cleaning deposit, and then you get it back after the unit's empty. But so I was not well, I was anticipating it, but I was hoping maybe they would just overlook it. Like I'm like, just overlook that extra. Like, oh no, you can do all that. But apparently looks don't get you everywhere.
But I hope that this storage facility, we've talked to this guy a couple of times. I hope that there's more auctions at this place because the guy that kind of runs it, they have an attendant there during the day, and he's very easy to deal with. So I hope we win some more there.
Well, I hope it goes awesome for you. It can become a little bit addictive.
Yeah, very, very easily.
I want to find a Jack's treasure for real. I've heard about the treasure that you found, that big treasure that took y'all to Vegas. I want to find a Jack's treasure.
Yeah. That was the bracelet right there.
Was the bracelet.
That one was phenomenal when we found that one in a unit. I don't even remember what unit it came out of.
The Roswell unit, yeah.
Oh, the one of the three.
When we get off the air, we'll have to tell you what we found yesterday.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome.
This is our real talk Q&A portion. This is where we're going to ask some tough questions of our guests, and hopefully we are going to gain some knowledge, and anybody that is watching will gain some knowledge also.
How did y'all get started reselling?
Lulu has always kind of resold throughout our marriage anyway, just kind of extra things that we had, and we bought some antique things over the years that she kind of flipped around, and we at one point we moved into a great big house, so we bought way too much damn furniture. I don't know what she was doing. So we got into flipping things that way, to the point that we had people that were calling or messages on Facebook wanting to know what else we had, and it was just our crap we were getting rid of. So Lulu's always kind of done that, and she's also been if you ever need $100, Lulu can go find $100 worth of stuff in the closet
quickly
and resell it somewhere. So.
That is actually one of the reasons how I got started was I needed to eat, and so I started selling all the stuff inside of my house. It was right after I got a divorce from my first wife, and she made a lot more money than I did as a nurse, where I was a teacher, so I got paid once a month. And that check didn't make it through the end of the month.
Right.
And I like to eat, so I started selling all the stuff inside my house, and that's when I realized that one, I had way too much junk, and two, you sell it, you're making some money.
Yeah. My mother's a very driven female. I've watched my mother work all my life. I've watched her work 2 and 3 jobs at a time, and be a single mother for quite a while until she met my stepfather who raised me. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched her just drive. And so you ain't gonna go hungry around here. You might not have much, but you ain't gonna go hungry. I'll drive.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And how did y'all discover Whatnot?
Oh gosh. So
I got drug into Whatnot.
Okay.
It was pretty
I will admit this. I saw an ad on Facebook, and I'm not a very big social media person. I don't get on Facebook a lot. I get on there and I like check around every once in a while, but I almost loathe social media just because of it. It's such a cliche, really. It's like Everybody's doing it. So what? Like, you know what I mean? So I had all the profiles, but anyway, I got in there and it took me to Whatnot. And I mean, from the jump, I was addicted. And I watched it. I researched it for over a year before I decided to sell. I mean, I
She was a
researched.
buyer.
I was a buyer.
Packages came to the house every day.
Every day.
We had a sign that said where our packages were delivered under our carport that said, please hide packages from husband. Like her and the mail lady knew each other on a first name basis.
Yeah, I gave her Christmas presents and everything. I hate her. Well, I'm not gonna say that. Our new mail lady's not as great.
We had the best mail lady ever there for a little while.
She do whatever. Love her.
That is a very common thing that people when
I
they
was watching it constantly, while I was eating, he'd be like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm just researching," and then all these and then he'd let me get on there and see, and then the next thing I knew, he wasn't really a personality on Whatnot until after I started selling. He got really involved in Ross is very outgoing and very
just playing.
Yeah,
that's what
just
I did. Playing like I do on your show. I just come in there and say something funny everywhere.
But that's really how he is all the time. He just
I've got 900, almost 900 followers, and I ain't even heard.
He's so excited. Look, I can remember when he was like, "I almost got 300 followers. Y'all give me the 300."
But like, there are sellers that expect me to be on their show.
Yeah.
Like I'm in there every time they have a show. I'm gonna come in and support them.
It does get
even if I'm not buying. I don't buy that much on the out, to be honest. But I do come in there and support everybody. And tip, I help new sellers. I have made myself learn how to be a decent mod. Really, I used to mod where I could see the red tip.
I suck at modding.
I participate in the red tip, but now I've actually learned how to mod and put shit in the box. And
it is absolutely addictive. It has happened to everybody. Same thing happened with us when we first got on, and we sold for a long time. And finally, I asked somebody, I said, "Well, how do you help get your brand out there?" And they said, "Well, we'll go into other people's rooms," because I didn't go in anybody else's room. I just stayed in my own. And we went out and started going in people's rooms. And I said, "Oh, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. I'll buy that." And we were getting 10 or 20 packages a day coming into the house. And we had so many of them, I couldn't even open them all. I mean, we would have no idea. They would all be stacking up on everything. And finally, the credit card company, known as Tracy, went ahead and she cut that off real fast. She said, "No more." Okay. I got a bill. Let me show you the bill. Let me show you the bill. So she shows me that bill, and I was like, "Man, we cannot do that."
Yeah.
But it's very, very, very addictive. It's one of the appeals to an auction as sellers is we try to create that desire to have that item,
right?
Because that's how we get the bids to go up.
Right.
But at that same token, we have buyers that literally have to take months off. We have a buyer that's he's my top buyer. He's been my top buyer for 3 years now.
Yeah.
And every 2 or 3 months, we won't see him for a month or two. Because he just basically got to shut it down. Otherwise, he's just gonna go broke.
He'll write me on Instagram. I'll say, "I'm taking some time off." Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's
we've
very
got
common.
We got a buyer that I actually made very good friends with doing the first storage show we did at the neighbor's parents' house, and he just came in and he bought a couple of items from us, but he was joking around all the time. And Lulu had an Alabama Crimson Tide shirt or something on, and he's an LSU fan.
So our banter back and forth constantly. Right. But he's one of the best buyers we've got.
He started coming to our show, and he's very wealthy guy. I've got to know him off the app. So this idiot will come in, and anything that we've got that's Alabama, he will bid on it and pay me to break it. So I made in the last month probably $500 off of. I sold 4 antique whiskey glasses.
$100.
The 1961 national championship. They're worth about $60 a piece on eBay. He bought them. He paid one of them. He paid $100 for. We busted him with a hammer in the floor.
Yeah, I mean they do. He does stupid stuff like that to and they do it just to get at me. And I mean he's a great buyer, but he told us, "Hey, I gotta take a break." he jokes
Wow.
around about he slept on the couches for 56 years or 36 years of his marriage, 28 of his
20.
marriage.
20. He's been married 28 years and 26 years.
He slept on the couch. So anyway, he says he's going to take a break because he spent way too much money on the app. But it's, we've got him, and then there's a couple of other buyers that do the same thing. And you kind of have to take a little break at some point because it's a little daunting.
Absolutely.
Like I'm at one of those places now where I'm like, I know I'll go in the rooms to be supportive and stuff, but sometimes, like last night when I came into y'all's show, it was the first time that I've actually enjoyed a stream for probably 2 or 3 weeks.
First time she ever enjoyed one of our shows, baby. I heard it.
It's just, normally it's just playing in the background while I'm shipping or while I'm doing something. But last night I was so
You were actually playing
in y'all's show. I was like, oh my God, look at this idiot. Look at this. They're going to win. They're going to win. Look at that shirt. Look at that shirt. Like, I was so excited for everybody. It was great. Great.
Lulu
Great show.
also,
Kudos.
Lulu also never sits down unless it's time to go to bed. So when she sits down and watches something, it's serious.
Yeah.
She
Y'all
never-
had me hooked.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
It was a lot of fun.
We'll be talking about it in some of our videos that we're going to be releasing about exactly what we did yesterday. What were you selling in your very first show, and how did that go?
Oh my gosh. So I love telling our story about our very first show. And this is
Hang on. I'll preface this by saying every first time seller that says, man, I did my first show, I sold 3 items and there was 2 people in my show, and
that did not happen to me.
That didn't happen to us.
I was very fortunate. And when I say that I was fortunate, I was so fortunate. Like I said, I researched the app for a year, so I had made friendships with other sellers. Not necessarily big sellers, but medium, and like I said, there's no such thing as big and little and all that. More followed sellers or whatnot.
Right.
These were kind of middle ground, and they were there. They knew when I was going on. I had been talking about it in their stream. They had been promoting encouraging me. And I went on at 5:00 on a Friday morning, and they were there. They were there. They were promoting it. Like
we got rated twice.
Got rated like twice. There were 50 people in there,
like
and I said,
what
the fuck am I gonna do?
By the way, guys, you're allowed to say fuck on the podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't got to worry about that.
I was like, I actually walked off the camera and I said,
and was crying.
What am I going to do?
Teared up.
Because they were all like, give it to me. And I had.
And then Ross said, run that shit.
And then.
I think I coined that before Corey, too.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. I said, run something. God dang.
Had he not been over there like cheering me on, he'd like, let's go, guys. And not the annoying, bid it up, we're low. All that bullshit, because we hate that.
No, every time 2 people were bidding, I was talking shit, trying to get
he'd be like, oh, she's going to get you some extra. But I mean, and they never left. I was able to hold that many people. Now, new sellers, do not get me wrong. You're not everybody can do that. I was fortunate. I was very lucky and I had a great community behind me, and some of those people that I still absolutely talk. I mean, that I still adore them. I credit them every time that I even talk about it. Love and Save. She actually sells Lululemon. Nothing anywhere in my category, and she was there, and I couldn't even figure out how to mod nobody, y'all. It was, oh my gosh.
We didn't know how to raid anybody. We ended our show. We didn't know how to raid.
I have no clue.
Well, very similar story. I got raided with over 100 people by Tim, that narrator dude. I didn't know what a raid was. So when it came into the room and everybody was saying raid, I said, what the hell are y'all talking about? I have no clue what it was. And we had been on the app for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. We ended every one of our shows. I never rated anybody for 2 years on the app. Like I said, when I say I didn't go on other people's shows, I went in a nobody's show.
We had friends that we had met on the app. We at the first 2 years we pretty much only sold media and video games, things like that. We had met people, but we didn't go into other shows.
Skylanders.
Yeah, things like that. That was
one of our biggest things that we sold because we got them in the store.
Yeah, we got a 100-person raid. We didn't know what happened.
I had no idea.
Oh, there's a lot of people in here. That's weird.
Tracy's like, man, we just got like 100 people in the room. I said, where the hell they all come from? Everybody's like, raid. And I'm like, what's a raid? I mean, literally said that. And Tim, that narrator dude, bless his heart, he still became our friend, and he was actually a guest on one of our previous podcasts. So it was just amazing.
And now we raid back and forth all the time.
Yeah. He actually rated us just the
He
other day
did.
too. And
it's hard
just
not to
yesterday
rate
on the
into
show.
people that have shown you the same love. It's hard to not
Yeah.
rate into them when they're on there, because even though you need to be spreading, it's hard because it's a respect thing. It's like
It is.
here you go, because they're trying to make it just as much as you are, and they've helped you, and it's just.
So that's
hard.
one
I've got to
thing.
get away from that a lot.
That's one thing.
You
I
know
started
you're going to
doing with-
rate into people that have a audience that your audience is going to appreciate. And
Right. And then
that's
I
part
get
of it.
scared of rating into people that I don't know very well, because I've had just the worst experience.
We
with
have
that
dumped a
before.
couple of people in the bath.
Yeah, I thought, what in
Like,
the whatnot streets have
very
I thrown
boring.
you in? I am so sorry.
Very boring street. So
Yeah,
now I have a lot of new sellers that ask me, want me to come in their shows and mod and help them, and when they're just starting out. So I always ask them, if I raid you with 40, 50 people like we have routinely, what you gonna do about it? Because if you're gonna freeze up,
We ain't doing it.
I ain't doing it. I mean, I'm not going. I will be glad to come in your show with 5 people in there, and I'll talk, and I'll keep the banner going, and I'll mod for you, and I'll try to keep people laughing. But if I drop 40 or 50 on you, and you scared to death and can't run out of them, and you stuttering around, you ain't ready.
Well, it just
So
makes us
people are-
look bad as sellers, don't you think? I mean, it makes us
It-
like
I
we don't
don't-
know what we're doing.
I
Like
don't
we're
want my customers to be dissatisfied even when my show's over. If that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
And it doesn't benefit anybody, really.
No.
right.
What category do you feel most confident selling, and why?
Oh, storage funds easily.
Storage funds.
And then it's not just because of the buyers in there are 100% honestly they just come in there, they ask you, do you have it? If you say no, they're gone. The next one comes in, do you have it? No, they're gone. But you keep a steady stream of a good amount of people in there. It's not disappointing. And the other sellers on that, like you guys, for instance, and even the
Chad, I can
Tony and
host-
them don't sell.
I can hustle all day.
Oh my God. And Elon,
Chad.
everybody's just so welcoming. I can call any of y'all or message any of y'all right now and ask a question, and you're right there with an answer. Like, here you go, let me help you. Like, it's not like that in other categories. It's really not.
So I was telling Chad last night that we had bought the unit on his show, and he said, as soon as you get to that unit and unlock it, Call me.
Call me.
FaceTime me. We'll I can look at it right quick. I mean, for real,
Yeah,
he's gonna tell us how to handle it because we were worried about it.
And so when
And he also told us too about, he said, first thing, if you get down there and it looks like you can't handle what's in that unit, call that guy that runs the place and ask him what he charge you for a month. 'Cause he said a lot of
Absolutely.
times
We've done that before.
I have done that before. As a matter of fact, and one of our biggest buys was in Tennessee, where we spent about just under $10,000 on a unit, and we got the biggest truck that we could get, and I filled it up and still had almost half of the unit left. And so I went in because we had to drive to Nashville and back. I went in and I talked to the person that was doing the manager, and he let me rent the unit. Some places will do that. Another thing, and this is just a good bit of advice, you can ask for additional time, and they can get that. A lot of the places will give you an additional time depending on the unit itself. Now, if there's like 5 things in there, they're not going to give you any extra time.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But if it's a mess and it's got like
it's
all
so
of the stuff
messy.
all over it, and you show them
can't
all that
wait.
stuff, they'll be like, yeah, okay, that'll be no problem. You know?
he already told us that anything that was just like paper trash and stuff,
Leave
in
it.
there.
Apparently,
pick it up.
yeah. Apparently, there's
Well, that's
some medical
awesome.
records or
Good
something.
Lord,
in
all
there that
right,
the
I
family
need that.
wants.
I need that contact
Yeah.
right there, man. That what you guys just said, that's unheard
a
of.
dream.
That is unheard of.
I know.
have
He said,
never
"Well,
had
when I
anybody.
called him today, he said, well, I've got some good news for you. You don't have to take anything that's paper, nothing that's documents or anything like that. Leave it all there because the family has got some."
So the
important
family that
medical
owned the
records or
unit
something.
called wanting to get their unit. It had already sold at auction. They said, we've got some medical documents in there that we need some medical records. So he said, hey, any
He said,
documents
leave
you run
all the
across,
documents. That's
Yeah.
good.
it's
Right.
not
Well, that's
something
good.
that
Okay,
looks like you
that-
can sell.
that
Now, he did
is-
say that.
Yeah,
If it don't look
That
like
is
something
very
you can sell,
common,
if it's
and
important to you, take it.
actually in most states, You're not allowed to. You legally you don't own those things. Stuff that's like that. You're supposed to leave it at the facility, and the facility is supposed to take care of it at that point. Most of them, it's here nor there. What's one item that you sold that surprised you the most, and was it the price or the reaction?
Oh, we've got so many. We've
Okay,
sold so many.
the one that was the most though was the squash blossom necklace. We had gotten a squash,
those are cool.
an antique Navajo squash blossom necklace that we ran in the Battle of the Best, and we didn't realize its value. We had no clue its value until we knew what we had seen online.
I actually think I bid on that.
Oh my gosh!
Not near the max value.
We
but
also, when I
threw
started
a bid
looking
at
up
that.
comps, when I started looking up comps to begin with, I thought it was the authentic, real deal, and that necklace sells for $5,000 to $6,000.
It was insane.
The replicas sell for $250 to $300. So
Yeah.
I mean,
that was
we had a very good.
That was probably one of my favorites that because I didn't expect it, and
I didn't have any idea
I
how it
didn't
was going to
expect
do.
it, and
I was actually
just happy to make it over a certain hump on Battle of the Best because I felt like I was, I felt like I'd been so.
That's been our best battle.
Yeah, that's.
Also, nobody knows the whole story, but we got to sell it twice. So
Yeah,
there was some damage.
she sent it back.
There was some damage when it got to the buyer. She wanted a refund.
Wow.
We told her she had to send it back to get a refund. She sent it back without the display case that it came in, just a necklace in a damn padded envelope. We got it back. Whatnot only gave her part of her money back. We took it to a jewelry store, had it repaired, and I sold it for more the second time on a regular show than I did on Battle of the Best.
But I had to go. We had to. Awesome. We had to get all that stuff approved.
Whatnot turned it in. Whatnot turned it in to the USPS that they had damaged it. They turned in a claim. It didn't cost us anything, and we got the necklace.
That is awesome.
That is
I didn't want to sell it the second time, Tracy.
Yeah, we waited a long time.
I did not want to sell it. I waited a very long time before I said.
Those are so cool. I sell a lot of jewelry, and I have yet to own anything other than a cheap knockoff version. That's kind of one of my bucket list items, I guess you'd say.
Mm-hmm.
It was so gorgeous.
That one is identical to the one that I found that was running on eBay for like $4,500, and there were people. Amazing. There was like 85 people watching it, so I'm sure it sold for around that money.
And we had some old pew-pews, the cap guns. We had old antique cap guns that had the holster. It had the holsters.
Mm-hmm.
We had like six of them. Those were really shocking. Those were very shocking. But yeah, those are probably my two favorites that I can think of.
Oh, we ran off Ross.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
How do you source your? I think we've talked about this a little bit, but how do you source your inventory? Thrifting? Do you buy collections? Do you buy online or a mix?
So initially, when I was doing beauty and deal hunting, like Ross told you, I love going to Ben's. There's a store not even 2 miles down the road, and I will dig and dig for hours. I can go in there and find stuff. And
stuff for you.
And they save stuff for me, and I'm like family over there. I've been shopping there for like 5 years. And then a couple of the other, when I was doing beauty, a couple of the other, I sourced through another seller through the app. I didn't buy through the app. I bought through her inventory or whatnot. She would just sell.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but now, I think Ross is trying to charge my phone, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I was supposed to hook up the charger before.
He was supposed to do all that before, but
no worries.
Men, and it wouldn't be a mess if it wasn't us. But anyway, now with the storage auction things, I'm really excited about it, and I think I'm going to stick with it for a while because it's the easiest. I don't have to deal with too much hassle, really. And
she hasn't unloaded the unit yet.
That is true. That is true.
I know. I'll let y'all know tomorrow about that part.
You also haven't met your first storage unit rat yet.
Yeah.
Right. Oh God, no, not rats. Are there rats in there for real?
Sometimes.
That ain't happening, Captain.
You
you
might find some very explicit toys too.
Yeah, that's also a thing.
we found that in our very first unit also.
Oh my
Largest one Tracy has ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got to pop your cherry, I guess. Your first unit. Here you go. Here's your rat.
Oh, yeah.
So we got we had actually bought a guy's, he was moving and had a bunch of stuff that belonged to him and his mother from over the years. So it was kind of like a storage unit, but we just unloaded the guy's house.
Oh, it was so much stuff.
He also gave us a whole big, huge tote of DVDs that we did very well on. But he told us when we loaded them, if y'all got little kids, don't let them dig through there because they don't need to see in there. There was a ton of porn in there.
Oh, yeah.
It was so bad.
It's bad.
I wish you could have seen my face on the show when I literally picked one out of the. It wasn't even paying no attention.
Yeah, we were doing live unboxing.
Oh my god! And
It didn't make it on camera, but she dropped it. With all the shocking shit that I do all the time, she dropped the DVD.
Oh, that's funny.
I still have nightmares of that one.
It happens. What do you think the biggest myth about live selling that new sellers believe?
Oh, if they can do it, I can do it. If they can do it, I can do it. That's so easy.
So we have got people that we have helped get started that we love them to death. They're still on our show all the time. There's some people that we call.
This makes me emotional because I absolutely adore her.
Day, I have seen them fail miserably trying to sell.
Bad.
And it's not because they're not a good person. It's not because they don't buy good inventory. She is better at sourcing than we are.
But she made a comment to me. She said, if you can do it, I can do it. You make it look so easy. It's not. It's a 24/7 job. It never stops. Whatnot never stops. And you have to want it. You have to want it. And the drive is legit hard. It is not easy. It is hard as shit. And it is, sometimes it's not fun. But when the camera comes on with us, it's fun. For us, like
I don't give a damn
mean?
if we're doing a show like this, though, just sitting and talking on our whatnot chat or selling. It doesn't matter to me. I'll go on with anybody, anytime. I co-host people when I'm driving.
No, you don't. No, we don't.
I genuinely enjoy banner and talking to people.
But it's not easy. And if new sellers are going to sell, they really, 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 I cannot stress that you need to research. Get on here and find people that are like you and that want to help you, because that's what I had, and I couldn't.
I really think if you could find somebody in your area that you could come do a show with, like, and you saw everything that went into that show. All the sourcing,
all the shipping, all the materials you have to buy. Not to mention the fact that you don't eat dinner sometimes until like 11 or 12 at night. Like, it's constant because you're wanting to ship and you're wanting to do it. And I mean,
so we ran a show after your guys' show last night, and it wasn't even really that. But
it's now listen. I say
we didn't get in bed till 11:30.
But I absolutely love everything about this platform. I really do. And I love it. And it's very, I feel like it's rewarding to me. So but if you want it, you'll feel that way. If you don't, you won't.
Yeah.
For the people that think, though, like new sellers, the first thing they say is, I'm scared to get on camera. This is really, to me, now I know it's not to everybody. To me, this is the easy part.
This was the easy part.
Getting on camera is the easy part.
Right.
Being interesting is not always easy.
Yes, if you're not interesting, please don't try to sell.
But if you're somebody that can talk and
there it was right there, guys. I think Lulu just nailed it on the head. You're boring. Don't get on.
If you're not an intriguing person, like.
Well, I mean, 100%. If I didn't have him, I wouldn't do whatnot. And
if I didn't have him, I wouldn't do whatnot. So
it's not me. It would not be me to do whatnot without him.
And believe it or not, first year and a half that year and a half or 2?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. We were behind the camera.
We were.
We
never only sold media, which we still sell a lot of media, but we only sold.
Well, some things are.
But we still had the banter was still there.
Yeah.
But it was behind the camera. It was actually Paul of Philly Flipper that gave me that advice when we were on one of his raid trains. Actually his first raid train, and I said, what's a piece of advice? And he said, come out from behind the camera, let people see you. That will build more trust than you being behind the camera there.
Right.
And since then I think I've only done one show from behind the camera, and that was jewelry. and jewelry, it really is
It's easier to
beneficial
do
it
behind.
that way.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say.
We
Some
need
things
to
are
be- we need to
easier
be doing that more
behind
often.
the camera.
Sometimes
But that's true. They want to see your face. They want to know who they're buying from. They want to know where that product's coming from. Like,
on our show, they
is
want
it
to see
coming from a
Lulu's
troll
face
or is it coming from
without
like
saying
they want
something.
to know? They want to know. They want to know so they can put it in the review.
What's one behind the scenes challenge buyers might not realize that sellers face?
Yeah, I love that question, by the way.
Oh wow!
The hardest thing for
You
us,
live it.
honestly, is organization. Keeping
The-
up with
the,
all
the
this
organization, yes,
To not have to watch the whole
Oh,
damn show back.
You're right.
Most of that is my fault.
That's
If
no,
I
no,
get
not
excited
most of it. All of it.
We're
is his
laughing,
fault, okay, all of it.
joking and shit. I forget to put stickers on.
I mean, I've got him baskets. I've got him numbers. I've got it like it kindergarten wise here.
But
it's hard.
Hey, about 2 weeks ago, I did the entire shipping by myself.
All by his
For a whole
own
show.
son.
It fucking sucked. It took
I'm
me about
waiting
3.5
on
hours.
somebody to tell me their shit.
That'll get you organized really fast.
He had to watch the whole show back then. Yes, that is something behind the scenes that you don't see. Maybe when Jack's in front of the camera and Tracy's behind it, and she's not just sitting there trying to run things too. She's trying to keep everything organized as well. And if one of you gets off beat, then everything gets off beat, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's hard to keep your demeanor up when you're 2 numbers behind and you're like, what the fuck did you do?
Also, though, since I can't tell a lie, our chat always knows what the fucking
our chat always knows.
I'll say it. I'll say, oh shit,
Oh,
the
shit,
damn
this number's wrong. I'm like,
I've usually
We
already
we
sold
got
13
got
items.
so off on one of those speed trains once.
Yeah.
That doing our shipping took us about 4 hours one time.
It was almost 6.
On one of those bracket battle speed trains once because our numbers got so off. It was
and the
so
worst
bad.
part is Tracy was calling out the
that's
numbers,
the first time
and I kept telling her to be quiet.
The speed trains, you were like, Fugler, this, that, this. I mean, shit was. You had the pointer. You had the Mickey Mouse pointer. Yes, you had the Mickey Mouse pointer.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, he's going so fast. And like,
that one we did good.
You can get it messed up easy.
That one we did good. All of the other ones we did good after that because it only took one
time
that we screwed up, and it taken 4 to 5 hours of the shipping on it. That I said, screw this shit. We're gonna fix this. So we fixed it after that, and so then we got it worked on after that.
You definitely learn from your mistakes.
Oh gosh, yeah. Because I said I ain't
we
doing
were
that
running
again.
a preload show that was kind of a speed thing, and somehow or another, I was hitting run the next item at the bottom of the screen, and it was going through the numbers right for a while.
And then
2 items.
Apparently, 2 items swapped. I had
Somehow.
the picture wong. I had the picture wrong. What the item was.
Man, I screwed up a whole.
No, it wasn't. But
everybody got their shit. But
but
there was like 40 items. We had to figure out whose was what number it was. It was bad.
And it really wasn't that.
Because it was kind of you only had so many minutes. So I was trying to sell as many. We stole like 70 items, and like the last 35 of them were out of order.
Land the plane.
That's as quick as I can tell a story.
This next question right now, I guarantee you, after I ask it, anybody that is watching the show will be able to answer it. How do you guys handle slow rooms or quiet moments during a show?
There's no quiet moments. I never shut up, so it don't matter.
There aren't any. And it doesn't matter if we have 3 people or 30 people or 300. He's on constantly. Like he'll talk to one person in the room, and he
I got
don't
one.
care.
And I tell them if it's ever a slow chat, nobody's commenting. I say, look, y'all can talk back, or I can talk to you. It don't matter to me. I mean,
if you can't get your room going, you need to try again another day.
I literally do have people though that tag me to. You were talking about the other night about how quick we can make somebody laugh. I have people tag me when they have slow shows.
You got to fill your room. Fill your room. You know if they're in the mood, if they're not in the mood, and you know when it's going to be a good one or not. Only lose a couple of dollars and then get your ass off there. Don't lose a lot.
I have started telling everybody that if you're having a bad show and just shit's just not working. Nothing is selling, nothing, everything is coming up. You just don't have those buyers in the room right there. If Lulu80 is on, rate them. And I promise you, within 30 seconds, you're going to be smiling and you're going to be happy and they're going to make you laugh no matter what ends up happening. I've never seen two people more positive and more fun and just energetic than these two right here. That's why I knew the answer to the question before I even asked.
Well, I absolutely adore y'all for your raid last night. We literally kept every one of your people for the longest time. We were about to get off actually, and I think we stayed on a whole nother hour and just entertained them because Jack's Treasures came in.
And we had a couple of them send us. We had a couple of them send us messages and they enjoyed the show, and it was really good.
I'm so glad because that's to me one of the most important things about community and me and Tracy giving back. Because me and Tracy have been blessed to have a lot of the same thing that you had. We had a huge push from a lot of big sellers, but it was after we were on for a while. But when we got that push, we were on for almost 2 years and had 1,500 followers and sold about 5,000 items. But then after we got that push and we met a couple people, we went from 1,500 to we got about 13,000 now, and that's in about a year and a half, or about a year, about a year and a half. And so we're giving back to the community, and that's what all of my shows are about when it's a show like what we did last night. And I know that we keep referring to that show right there. Tracy and I are going to do an episode just basically on that. It'll be on our Jack's Treasures channel. It won't be part of the podcast, but you guys will see what we did.
One last question in this segment. What advice would you give someone thinking about going live for the first time?
Yes.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Rip it off and do
Absolutely.
it. Let's go. 2, 3, go.
Organize your shit the best you can.
And
don't worry about selling 100 items. Don't worry about what they sell for. Get on there and start your items at a price that you're comfortable with. And
don't start nothing at $1 ever. You're gonna lose. Period.
And if you
Who doesn't want something for a fucking $1?
If you start it for $3,
for $1, if you can't handle losing it for $1.
If you start it for $3 and you wanted $5 and somebody buys it for $3, don't say fuck as soon as the bid ends.
Nope. You started it.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They will leave.
Guys, I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. You got a lot of advice in that one little answer
100%.
right there, guys, because that is probably one of the biggest things that we see, Tracy and I see, is people will get upset when they start something off at a cheap price. I literally was in a show, and it was a big show, it was a big seller, and it annoyed me because they said, all right, I'm gonna start this off at $1. And they were running everything at $1. But he said, I'm going to start this off at $1, but if it doesn't go over $50, I'm going to end the show. And I'm going to say, well, then start it at $50.
Right.
Don't waste the time to do what you're doing, because you basically are, to me, insulting your chat a little bit and basically pandering. All right, so that was our Q&A.
I started everything at $1, and I learned very quickly how much you lose at $1. And I thought, well, all the other sellers are doing it at $1. That first show, after that very first show, I said, never again, never again. And I absolutely, even now, with 50 people in the room, refuse to start something at $1.
Well, we'll do
I'll do it $2, but I ain't doing it at $1.
We do occasionally do purge shows where we get to the end of storage stuff and we're just trying to get rid of it. We'll do $1 starts. We've also started, when we get raids, instead of doing as many giveaways, we started running something for $1 when we get a big raid.
One of our favorite things to do.
That's one of my favorite things to do. Now, I do run a lot of stuff at $1, but I normally can read a room and I know when the stuff's going to be selling a lot. Like my video game consoles and accessories, I can start that at $1 all day, and I know the stuff's going to go up higher. Yeah. And even if it sells for $1, I could care less. I got zero into it right now. I'll make my 65 cents and be done. All right, this is our What's Up section right here, where we talk about something that is going on or something that is new in reselling in general. And one of the things that's happening is brands, like big brands, are launching their own resale programs. Major brands like Levi's, Zara, and Lululemon, by the way, guys, Lululemon are now integrating in-house resale channels directly on their official stores and sites instead of just relying on third-party marketplaces like Whatnot, Poshmark, and all of those. This is meaning that resale is moving from garage site hustle into territories in a mainstream retail strategy. Do you think that brand run resale programs are going to squeeze small sellers out, or is it going to create more demand?
I think it creates more demand. It just like what we heard when we were in Atlanta. Like we're here in the beginning of it. Like here we go. Like we're here in the beginning.
We're the tip of the
Like we're
spear
the tip
right
of it
now.
right now. So I think that
Yeah.
it's going to create more inepts that no one's going to want to. We know what we're doing when it comes to filling our room and doing what we're supposed to get our buyers to get to where they want to get, to where they got the price that they want. They're not going to know that. Like they're not going to know that. It's not going to be known. Well, or
Well,
there again, we may be known as the
also-
Dollar Tree of the internet. I don't know.
Well, that's what I was about to say. You can look at it one of two ways. Walmart built a monopoly by selling the cheapest products at the cheapest price and an ass load of them all the time.
Right.
Dollar
Right.
Tree does the same thing
Yeah.
now, sells everything in their store for $1.25.
No, now it's $1.50 or 75. It went up.
Anyway, less than $2, and they sell billions of products. So it's a reseller trickle down economy, and there's room for everybody.
Right, and you've got
Yep.
to know your market.
You're never gonna get the same customer service if they got some celebrity up there running items from Lululemon for fucking $60
Now, I
a piece.
watched Kat Von D sell on Whatnot.
you
She
can-
had like 5,000 people in there, and I was like, why did her T-shirt just go for $2,000? But I mean, it is what it is. That they might have.
But you're also not gonna get the same customer service where you can send Ross a message and say, "Hey, what about that item I bought?" Or, what
Right.
about
Yeah.
I'm thinking about reselling? What do I do? I mean, you're never gonna get that from those big. So there's room for everybody to meet, in my opinion.
I agree with that 100%. I think it's amazing. I like seeing it because what it's going to do is it's going to put more eyes on us, because like Lululemon's going to be bringing out their product and they're going to be trying to sell their product, and I think it's going to legitimize a lot of the products that you're seeing on Whatnot. That is probably my one biggest criticism on Whatnot, is that you have so many people out there that are selling fakes, and they might not know that they're fakes. But I can tell you all one thing. If you're going out sourcing and you're paying pennies on a dollar on items that are selling for $100 to $200, normally 99% of the time, that shit's fake.
Right.
If that deal is too good to be true, it probably is. Now, I'm not saying that with everything, but I think it's going to bring a little
Definitely do
more
your due
legitimacy on that.
diligence.
Oh yeah,
do your due diligence
that's a
whenever
good way
you're
to look
buying
at
anything.
it. That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, and people are going to be they're going to be addicted to their brand, or they're going to be loyal to their brand, like Lululemon, Levi's, and all of that kind of stuff. But we sell everything, and that's one of the big things. And all it's going to do is it's going to bring everybody into one big thing.
Right.
For lack of a better word, I think the junk sellers. Now I say junk sellers, storage find sellers, and they'll always survive. There's always a market for that stuff.
Yep.
This is our Shine the Light segment where we shine the light on 3 different sellers from 3 different levels.
Yep.
We're going to start with the up-and-coming seller. This is Vickie. Her name is Grumpy Iowan on Whatnot. She's a Whatnot seller with 1.2 thousand sales and 1.1 thousand followers. She sells Funko products, video games, t-shirts, and much more. See her digging in her basement for amazing deals. What's the best piece of advice you'd give someone just starting out who wants to grow her reselling business?
Be confident. Be confident. Nobody's better than you. You are your brand. Be you. Just be you. Don't be fake, and just be be confident, but be yourself.
The other thing is, all of us, when we started, we were all racing to get to 1,000 sales, where you could get
organically,
where you could get your automatic payout. You need to realize that is the first step. You ain't arrived when you get to 1,000 sales.
No,
that's when it gets hard.
That's when you're really gonna start working.
Yeah, that's
when.
when,
So don't
that's when you got the
stick.
opportunity to make money. So,
And do it organically. We did it organically, so we
we got there when we got there. We didn't rush to get to 1,000.
Yeah.
That's
We
the
didn't
advice I
even
would
know
give
when we hit
Paula.
1,000.
Don't.
We had no idea. None.
We hit
Yeah,
it
we didn't
pretty
know
fast
either. We were
because
like, "What do you mean I got to get to 1,000? What do you mean instant payout? What is that?"
Yeah.
we sold a crap ton of Blu-ray right off the bat, and we hit it really fast. So
Yeah.
don't-
We
don't
did.
know.
I mean, I hit it within the first month, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But
We
it was
hit it in about
literally
6 weeks.
dollar items.
But that was with me selling like 3 and 4 days a week. But yes, and push yourself. The more you put yourself out there, the more people are going to see you. The more you'll get. Don't give up right after you have your first show. And there's, like I said, what happened to me was very faith ridden, I think, and very lucky, and just
Out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
out of the ordinary. Very out of the ordinary.
And my advice is to rate in the Lulu80. And we actually
We'll have a
know
good time either way.
Grumpy
We
Iowan.
do.
She is a buyer. She was a buyer from us for about a year, I would say.
For a long time.
And now she's reselling. So we love seeing that too. Our next level seller is somebody who I could not believe
She
that we
makes me
hadn't
smile.
that we have not spotlighted yet. Her name is Crystal. She goes by Crystal Max. She is a seller on Whatnot with 10.5 thousand in sales and 8.2 thousand followers. She sells anime, kawaii, and Sanrio items, and she sells some of these straight from Japan. She brings happiness in every single package. She spreads love and support for the Whatnot community. And what Tracy said right there, she makes her smile. Crystal Crystal Max is absolutely one of the nicest people that you are ever going to see. And I swear to you, if it could go wrong on a Whatnot show, it'll be hers.
Yeah.
Okay. She has had, we've been on raid trains with her where Whatnot crashed, and she's there live, and she goes, I can't even read the chat. I can't see nothing. Somebody tell me what's going on. And we were able to type in the chat, but nobody else could. She couldn't rate the next person. The poor girl was she's amazing though. And she's got one of the biggest, kindest hearts you will ever see in anybody. So what piece of advice would you give somebody like her chasing her dreams and reselling?
Well, I will tell you, if we feel like that we're the redheaded stepchildren most of the time when we're in a train. Our smoke detector went off one time. I get one time that Wi-Fi went down.
The Wi-Fi went out, came back on about 5 minutes before we went on with CG on like the third raid train we'd ever done.
I just knew it.
And we couldn't start an item. We couldn't run any item.
And we love Crystal. Like I have actually put myself around her on a raid train purposely. When you're signing up, I put myself around her purposely. I think she's got great energy, and I think she just needs to stay true to that energy. Stay true to herself. Don't let anything just stay true to yourself. Keep doing what you're doing. You got it.
She is amazing. I got to tell the story because they told it.
Yeah.
Our raid train, we do the same raid train with CG Boomerang Echo.
Stairs and then go.
Okay. Tracy's got to go right now. She's got to go pick up our daughter. Okay, so I'll finish out the rest of the show. We were on a raid train with CG, and it was a battle of the best. And guys, if y'all don't know and you want to learn about anything about a raid train, check out CG Boomerang Echo on Thursday night. She does raid train etiquette. Okay, she's also going to be a guest on our podcast in I'm thinking in February or later this month. I don't remember exactly when I have her scheduled, but we were on our way back from Chattanooga, and we stopped on the side of the road, and we stopped like 5 minutes beforehand, so we had good signal. So we set up everything, and I swear to you, the minute we stop, a freaking train starts going right by us, and I do mean right by us. This train is just flying, and I'm sitting there going, oh, shit. CG is going to kill me on this one right here. Well, 10 seconds before the raid was coming in to us, I'm live already, and the train's going by. 10 seconds before the raid came in, the last car went by. And I was like, man, that's just absolutely perfect timing. So, yes, definitely. Crystal is amazing. I love Crystal to death. She's going to be part of she was part of our Veterans Day raid train. She'll be a part of it again if she accepts, because she would definitely be getting one. Our established seller, and I cannot believe I didn't do this one either, because our established seller was a guest on our podcast, and it is Diana, the perfect price. She's a seller on Whatnot with, you got to listen to these numbers here, 34,600 in sales and 37,000 followers. She's a pallet reseller who's been on fire on Whatnot over the last 4 to 6 months. She's always has different items and great deals. She has grown since being on a guest on our podcast like a rocket. It was like a fire just went off. It wasn't us. She bought a pallet from TJ Maxx, and she bought it like the week before we recorded the podcast. So she talked about it a little bit in the podcast. And from that point on, her shows went from like 30 to 40 people in the room to 200 people in the room. And she has maintained that since that time. She's also a premier seller.
Yeah,
too,
she got her wings.
Which she's got her wings. She is amazing. What do you think is the key to building a loyal community and growing your sales over time on Whatnot?
Well, she has to have been doing good customer service, and she has to have been
Attitude.
her attitude. Attitude is everything on
She
here. For
is,
real.
she is the same every time you
Yeah,
speak.
she's got a sweet
sweet,
personality, a great demeanor,
She's funny. She talks about her family.
and she's precious. She's just
She
precious.
She is.
Yeah, we love
She
her.
really is. We're going to have linked down below to all three of these sellers. That would be Grumpy Iowan, The Perfect Price, and Crystal Max. They are all amazing sellers, guys. Just go ahead and give them a follow. Follows are free. Bookmark some of their shows out there. You don't have to pop into them, but seeing those bookmark numbers is very encouraging to a seller. Normally, you'll have 100 bookmarks and you'll have like 40, 50 people in your room. Okay. It's almost like, because Ross was talking about that. He says people will tag him to come into the room, just to come into the room to chat. They're not tagging him to come in there and buy stuff. It's just that it's a part of that support mechanism, and all of those sellers could definitely use that. We are now going to turn the tables, guys. This is when we allow our guests, which are going to be over there. All right. Our guests, that would be Lulu and Ross. They get to ask Jack's Treasures any question that they would like. So you guys can go ahead and fire away. Unfortunately, Tracy did have to go right before we did this.
So what made you, I got to know the story behind Jack's Treasures when your name is not Jack, which F my life. I literally thought his name was Jack forever. Meet him and I'm like, they're like, Tony's like, his name's not Jack, it's Brian. I'm like, okay, my bad. Why is it Jack? I know it's because of the cat, but like, why not something different?
Well, when Tracy and I got married, it was both of our second marriages, and I was older. I was actually almost 50 years old when we got married, and Tracy was a bit younger than I am. And we knew we weren't going to have any more children. I had 2 children already, and she has a child. As a matter of fact, we both have a daughter named Caitlin, so we got 2 Caitlins. But
that's so funny.
Tracy
we both have a son named Grayson.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? I love that. I love that. Tracy rescued Jack off of from the wild where we live. We live in a neighborhood, and Jack was very, very skittish. She had a scar on her eye, and she was a kitten when we first got her. And it was right before we got married. So Jack became like our child. And Jack used to lay on my chest when I played video games at night. I'd be sitting in bed playing video games, and Jack would be laying on my chest. When Tracy and I got married, Tracy and I indulged in a little extracurricular activity to try to ease some of the tension of getting married. And so we went to Taco Bell, because that's one of the things that you do. So we go to Taco Bell, and we brought it back to the house. And when we put it on the table, we turned around, and Jack was in the Taco Bell bag because she loved Taco Bell so much. So we bought her a taco every single time we went to Taco Bell. We would bring a taco back for her, and she had tacos. So she got really, really fat. And that's the picture that you guys can see. And that is the real picture of Jack. That's in our backdrop right there, is a real picture of Jack on her banner. And so we called her Jack Tracy and I called her Jack because we didn't know if it was a boy or a girl. So we were thinking One-Eye Jacks. We played cards a lot, and it was a universal name. So Jack just took over our heart and became our baby. And she became a diabetic, and we had to give her an insulin shot every month or every day, actually. And so Tracy was giving her insulin shots, and when we decided to name our business, no other name could have been other than Jack's Treasures, because Jack was just such a thing. And it sort of like rolls off of the tongue. It was also, we were watching like, what was it? Pirates of the Caribbean with Jack Sparrow. So a lot of that all came into play. And everybody started calling me Jack. As a matter of fact, my guest next week still calls me Jack. And he knows my name is not Jack. He knows my name is Brian, but he'll still call me Jack. And I absolutely love that, because when Jack passed away last year on Mother's Day, it was probably the hardest day of my life, just about. I mean, I've lost family members, but Jack was just something different. It was really, really bad, because one, she died in my arms, and I was not going to have it any other way. There was no way they were going to say, oh, well, we'll take her in the back. I said, no, the hell you won't. Okay. She ain't dying with the last thing that she sees not being me and Tracy. So we named our company Jack's Treasures. People will call me Jack, and I will definitely respond to it all the time. But yes, my name is actually Brian.
Damn it, I was trashing the best. I'm not crying, you're crying. That is a great story.
So I called him Uncle Jack forever because I had an Uncle Jack growing up, and I loved.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And I've had people call me that they will literally call me Jack all the time. Q, who was one of the people that we battled yesterday, Secondhand Sarcasm, she calls me not Jack. So not only am I called Jack and I'm called Brian, I'm now called not Jack. So she calls me not Jack. But that's the whole story of how we came up with Jack's Treasures.
That's perfect.
You guys can't see it because it's underneath the banner, but there's a pile of treasure underneath Jack, like coins, and she's got her pirate mask thing on. And we used to have a big store in a antique mall, and we had that banner up on the wall so everybody could see Jack, because we absolutely love that.
That's a great story. I love that story.
Thank you. Thanks to our amazing guest guy, by the way, guys, Lulu and Ross, aka Lulu80, and I will have all of the links down below to Lulu80 and to Ross, so you guys can give them a follow, because we're gonna get Ross over 1,000 followers now.
Yes,
even though
please. I'm tired of hearing it.
I haven't even pushed it. I believe I could get them in like 3 days if I really.
Probably, you probably could. So thank you to you two for coming in. They are two of the most amazing people, and as I've always said, if you guys rate into their show, you're going to get happy. You're going to smile. They're two wonderful people. We met them at the Atlanta meetup that was hosted by Joe Hollywood. It was a fantastic meetup. It was a Whatnot sponsored meetup, and we were able to meet them, which was just phenomenal. Our guest next week, it will be a returning guest for next week, and we are super happy to have him. His name is Jeremy, aka Green 13. Okay, and if you guys have not ever seen a Green 13 show on Whatnot, you have missing out, because this man has more knowledge in his little finger than I have in my entire body. He is super, super knowledgeable when it comes to reselling. He's a great reseller. He is a volume reseller, so you guys are going to see some amazing things, but that's going to be a good one for us for that. We have one final question for Lulu and Ross, except for Lulu left the stage, so Ross can answer, and that is, what can viewers expect next from Lulu80? Especially in 2026. Let's hear your goals.
So the goal would be, of course, I still work a full-time job. Lulu is pretty much full-time reseller now. The goal would be for me to get full-time reselling by the end of 26. You're going to see a lot more storage unit finds from us. We're gonna be bidding on storage units all the time. So it's gonna be interesting to see what we find. I'm interested to see how it shows up, but that does suit our attitude and our business goals. We do enjoy the storage find, so and we're gonna be going hard at that.
That is awesome right there. So guys, make sure that you check out Lulu80, Ross and Lulu. They are two amazing folks right there. Thank you guys for watching. We hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a comment down below. Hit that thumbs up button. We are over 1,000 subscribers now on YouTube. We're actually 1,100. So we're going for our next goal, which is to get our view count up and a little bit of interaction. So the more comments that you leave are going to be the best thing for us. Please help us out with Stop Soldier Suicide and the Naughty Cat Cafe, which there will be links down below to both of those. And the Naughty Cat Cafe is not a strip club, even though that would be a great name for a strip club.
That is a great name for a strip club.
I would imagine so. I'm pretty sure I might have went into one or two before in my younger days. Not now. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And please, the best thing ever, have an awesome 2026. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.